Hey, my name's Carmen with A Girl and a Goat Soaps. I know it's been like 3 years since I've made a video, but I've been super busy trying to build my business. I enjoy making soap making videos, but unfortunately, like I said, I haven't had time to make one in quite a while. But just recently, I finished my shed, my soaping shed. So if any of you guys that are watching this are soapers, which most of you will be, then you will know how exciting it is to have your own soaping space. That way you get your house back. And so when I was trying to get my space together, I was really curious as to how other soap makers had their spaces set up, and there weren't a whole lot of videos out there. So I figured if any of you guys were interested in how my soaping space turned out, I would make this video for you to give you ideas or tips, things that did or didn't work for me. May or may not work for you, but you know, it's all about just getting ideas from each other. So we'll start by coming over here to where in this shed, the way I had it set up is to all my farmer's market stuff be right when I come in the door, because I set up at a farmer's market every single week unless I'm working my other job. So usually every week I'm at the farmer's market, and it's a lot of work loading and unloading the stuff. So what I have found to be beneficial is having everything in containers, so that when I take it from here to my car, it's in a container, and then all I have to do is set it up. And then when I'm finished with the market, I bring that container back to my car and then bring it in here. So it's not so much setting up little stuff. But I had my husband build me these displays here that are custom made to fit under here. They're a little bit heavy, but at farmers markets things need to be heavy because the wind will topple your stuff over. I don't have all my stuff out right now, but basically the way I do it is put it in containers like this. And then that way when I get there, I can set it out on here and display it neatly. And then when people, if they decide to come over for whatever, you know, to purchase anything, I can kind of set stuff out so they can shop, so to speak. And this has worked out good. I would not have done a stainless steel table for this area, but it was actually just as expensive to get like a wood table or something substantial that would hold the weight of all this stuff. So I just went ahead and got stainless steel. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that, but it's worked out well. And then if I don't need it for this space, then I can definitely use it as a working space. And then I just keep all my soaps in here, and then when I come home from market, I fill it back up and then clean it, vacuum it out or whatever. And then over here I've got like a catch-all space, and this is a just this unit that I got like at Lowe's, and this is perfect for housing all of my supplies that are in excess. Like I don't take all these to market. I might take off several to take to market, and then just use it as my inventory. And then this here where my soaps are curing has worked out really good because it holds a lot of soap, and it's able to ventilate from the top and the bottom, and it keeps my soaps off the floor, which is important to me. But I am running out of space, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. But and then I've got my refrigerator here, and I just keep like my goat milk and some oils like grapeseed oil, some of the oils that have a shorter shelf life unless they're refrigerated, I'll keep them in here. And then this big sink has worked out good. The only thing is we have not run, I mean it's got water, but I don't have hot water, so I need to buy an electric hot water for here because it's hard to wash things that are oily without the heat. So that's the only thing I haven't done yet here. And then this I found at an antique mall, which works out good for packaging supplies, because as you guys know, if you make soaps and lotions and things like that, we have a lot of packaging that goes along with that. And so this thing just has a little latch here. And in here I've got just these inexpensive tubs that I can keep all my supplies in. That way they can stay in their plastic, and it's sanitary that way, and I can see what I've got, and it's out of the way. And then this piece is just really cool to me, so it worked out good for that. And then these actually had tops that go with them, but I took the tops off and was going to throw them away. And then I thought about it, and I said, well, I'm sure I can find a purpose for them. And the purpose that I have found for those is to, when I'm making my bath bombs, I take and I put, I'll show you. I put like paper towel down or parchment paper, and I'll line it with that. But as you can tell, this is kind of flimsy. But once the bath bombs are on here, and I usually do a batch of like 18 to 32 at a time, so that it becomes pretty heavy and it's pretty sturdy as long as I hold it with both hands. Then I bring them over here and I set them here, and my bath bombs will dry and cure here, you know, for 24 hours before I package them. And so those, as you can see, I got a bunch of them stacked over here, and I'll usually make several at a time and use those. So, you know, just one way to use something that I would have thrown away. Then this table here is something I got last minute. I didn't have this originally. I used my space first to see if I needed it, because at first I was worried it was going to make it feel crowded in here, but it actually doesn't, because it's just me in here anyway. This shed is like a 12 by 24, so it's not a huge space, but so I've tried to utilize it to the best of my ability without making it feel too crowded. But this, the way I use this is I can roll it around, and then that way, no matter where I'm working, it comes with me. But the way it works best is when I cut my soaps, I use my multi-cutter, and this I got from Bud Hefner, I think is his name. Anyway, it's an Etsy shop, and I highly recommend it. It's great. I cut my soaps up here, and then once they're all cut, I'll usually do several at a time, like all these that are down here. I'll cut all those at one time, and then I just take this table and I roll it back to over there where the soaps are curing, and then I just put them all up on the shelf. So it saves me some time, you know, which is precious. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it really does. It's way better than what I was having to do before. Before, I was cutting all the soaps in my kitchen one by one with this like miter box. Let's see, thing that I had. This is how I started cutting, with just this little tiny miter box here, and I would cut each individual bar and have to lay it out, put it on trays, carry it upstairs, and put it in our guest bedroom that I had a shelving. It was a lot of up and down, so this table is much better and much easier. And then this under space here, the way I'll make my soaps, and then as you can tell, obviously I've got all my soaps down here that are, I actually need to pull these out and cut them today. But it keeps them off of my counter space up here, because that's precious real estate at the top, because you know, can't have enough counter space. And then I guess the next thing I can show you is these units that I have here. They're not, they're fairly inexpensive. They're from Lowe's, and this one, I was just trying to figure out the way I use the space. And to me, like, I'm sitting here, like I don't know, watch YouTube videos about soaping or whatever. I'll sit here and like brainstorm about products and stuff I want to make, but I'll also like write down orders that I've got and package them up. This is kind of messy, but like I've got my business cards and like scoops and these really cool essential oil roller bottle holders that I had my husband design for me, and just packaging stuff in here, so it works out good. And then this one is a little bit skinnier, so it works out good because it's got all my fragrance oils in it. But hindsight, I should have gotten one just as big for fragrance oils, because I'm kind of a fragrance whore. As you can tell, they have all spilled out, and I've got so many they're over here as well. So my essential oils are kind of taking over all this space, but a girl can never have enough fragrance oils. So, and then I've got these shelving unit here, which is good because these are adjustable. I was originally going to have my husband put in just plain wood shelves, but it's probably better to have, you know, where it's ventilated, where then if stuff gets on here, I can wipe it down, and you can adjust the height, because some stuff, like, you can't even tell really, but these are further apart than the ones up top. So the stuff I don't use very much is up here, and then the stuff I reach for all the time is here. And it doesn't look as neat as if you were to have something behind a door, but it's very accessible and it's easy, and that's what I'm all about. So these here I got at Lowe's as well, and actually I found them on clearance. but they are perfect for just like my pitchers and my spatulas and all that stuff. So, and then this here, I don't have them filled up because I've been busy. So anyway, I keep all like botanicals and menthol and bath bomb colorants and that kind of stuff here. And then here, same kind of thing, like pumice, activated charcoal, my clays, corn flour, like it kind of lets me open up and see what I have at a glance. And so the more organized I can keep it, the faster I can work, and that equates to more time to do other things that you enjoy. So, and then this too is just like flavoring for lip balms, salt, alcohol, that kind of stuff, and gloves. So nothing too exciting, but a KitchenAid mixer is a must. And whoops, and this is just an old one that we had used in the kitchen, but it's has served its purpose in my house, so now it made its way to the soap shed. And the stainless steel tables, I've really enjoyed having because nothing can really hurt them. The lye gets on here, things are really hot. You know, working with waxes and oils and fragrance oils, essential oils that'll like eat through just about anything. It really doesn't bother the stainless steel. Now, it's not the touch-free kind, so it leaves fingerprints, but that's whatever. But these were probably the best investment that I made, was having the stainless steel. I wasn't going to at first. I kept thinking, well, I'll just do one of those countertops like they have at Lowe's that you can buy that are like pre-cut, and I was going to have it mounted. And then I kept thinking, I just know how I am. Like, if I'll have a hot pot sitting up here, cooking my oils, then if I'm getting ready to make my soap or whatever, I'll set it down. Or something else that I do is like with my crock pot, when I do my hot process soap, it's really dirty, but don't pay attention to that. Well, like if I'm making it and it gets to that point where it is ready to come out, but I don't want it to keep cooking, so I'll go ahead and lift it out and I set it down. I wouldn't be able to do that if it was any other type of formica or any laminate type surface, because it would burn it. So it just takes away some stress having the stainless steel, because you don't have to worry about it. And I don't know what else. That's all like the functional aspects of the shed. And I had him put in this window for me because this was just a blank wall. And I got this window at a building supply store, and it was actually a used window. So I got a really good deal on it. And so that's what I recommend too, if you're trying to put a shed together or put a space together, go to building supply stores and look for things that are used or slightly damaged that is not going to matter. And so to me, it's absolutely beautiful, and it didn't cost me that much. It was just the labor of putting it in, really. And what else? My walls. Now these, because the shed was completely like a blank canvas when we got it. I got it on Craigslist for like $2,100, and because that was like my budget was really small, and so I knew that the actual shed was going to cost a certain amount, that I needed an air conditioner, I needed, you know, everything, the refrigerator. I knew that I needed a lot because everything in here was going to cost me a lot. So I knew that the actual shed structure just needed to be sound. It didn't have to like be pretty. But being that I had to spend time in here, I did want it to look nice. So my original thought was I was going to do beadboard on the walls and on the ceiling and have it all painted white so that it was like calm and there wasn't a lot of clashing color, because all the products are enough color. But the beadboard was going to be really expensive. So we did this particle or MDF board, I guess. You can see it on the ceiling what it is. It's like that pressed board. And I originally hated this stuff. I was like, I don't like it because it's like can be rough. But then I put some paint on it and liked the rough texture look of it. And I thought, well, there's going to be so much stuff in here against the walls that you're not even going to see the walls anyway. So it became less of a priority to me to put money into the walls. So the least expensive route was to put this board up, and my husband actually built the trim for the window out of that material as well. And then we just left the ceiling raw without any paint because I liked the contrast, and I got tired of painting because this stuff is like a sponge. It'll suck up the paint. So, but I thought that made it kind of interesting looking, having the wood exposed and then the beams and stuff. And I'm trying to think of what else. That's really about it. I don't think I have anything else. I got this from Hobby Lobby, which is good for labels and stuff. Like I can keep them in here and then pull them out as I need them. And then any extra ones, I just leave them in there. And then, but I do all my printing and stuff in the house. So I still do have some things in the house. It's just the bulk of it is done out here. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my tour of my soap shed. And I will be making some videos here soon. I'm going to do some bath bomb videos, some sugar scrub, hot process, cold process soaps, and because I would really like to get back into doing that. I've enjoyed it. It's just I've been so busy with, just busy with life and trying to build my business. But now I've got a little more free time, so I'm going to try and do that. So look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thanks.